What you're about to witness is the current damage record for the Tier 8 Soviet tech tree destroyer Delny. Now, if you go to the official World of Warships Legends Discord server and look at the records channel for Tier 8, you're not going to see a screenshot of this game there yet because I have not submitted it, and I will get around to doing that eventually. If you do go there, you'll see that the current listed damage record is 206,000 damage done, and we are going to surpass that by a significant margin in this game. But I'm not going to say too much more than that. Instead, I'm going to start going through the play-by-play, the thought process, and the strategy here, because you'll note I just pinged that Fletcher and the Delta Cap. Why did I do that? Well, because the Fletcher is, for reasons unknown to me, completely inexplicable reasons, sailing away from that Delta Cap and putting himself behind one of the titular islands on the Two Brothers map, one of the brothers. He's hiding behind the brother over here on the right, and as a consequence, he's not spotting on that flank. He's not providing any intelligence data to our team. He's essentially not playing that flank, and I don't know why. Initially, I had wanted to go to the alpha flank to support the destroyer over there. It's a Shimakaze, and I figured, well, Shimakaze's very stealthy. He can spot targets, and I'm a very good gunboat, so I can shoot at those targets, and the Fletcher, being a gunboat himself, presumably he could handle the Delta flank. Well, he's decided he doesn't want to do that, so being a good team player, I've abandoned my initial plan, and I am going to go to the Delta flank over here to pick up where the Fletcher is showing some slack. But in retrospect, even if I had gone to support the Shimakaze, well, he is not going to be in any need of support from me. You'll see that by the end of the leaderboard, because even though I do get the damage record for the Delny, and I finish with a highly respectable 2,900 base XP, the Shimakaze beats me on the leaderboard by quite a lot of XP. So between myself here and that Shimakaze, we are certainly the two who carry this game, not to minimize the contributions of my division mates. One of them is Juice the Goose, a fellow community contributor for this channel, for this game, World of Warships Legends. If you haven't checked out his channel, take a look. Look him up on YouTube. This game happened live on one of his streams. But between the Shimakaze doing whatever magic he does over there on that alpha flank and me over here, we're going to carry this game. Obviously, the Shimakaze is going to do most of the heavy lifting, but if you take a look at the screen, you will note that 4 out of, 5 of the enemy battleships are, for whatever reason, in this cap. And, well, I am the Delny. The Delny is, of course, a destroyer, but the moniker of destroyer is a little bit misleading. This is, in fact, a miniature agile cruiser which excels at farming battleships with its high explosive. And that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to farm all of these battleships. I could not have asked for a better scenario than this. This is exactly what you want to see when you play the Delny or the Tashkent or the Khabarovsk or anything like that. You want a lot of battleships, and you want those battleships to be the kind of battleship players that are perfectly content to push straight into a cap, come to a complete stop, and just sit there while you spam their superstructure with your high explosive and light fires. Every now and then there's another fire. We're up to 4 of them. Of course, the Delny does also have a respectable range on its torpedoes, so you can get those involved when the opportunity presents itself, but in my opinion, you really don't want to try to make use of these torpedoes. This ship is all about the guns, and if you do go to the official World of Warships Legends Discord and look at the current posted damage record, which I have beaten in this game, then you'll note that that damage record was achieved with 10 torpedo hits. 10 torpedo hits contributed to that 206,000 damage. How many torpedo hits am I going to get in this game to contribute to my total of damage done? Well, take a look at that Izamo there. Looks like he is about to take 2 of those, and after those torpedoes, I'm only going to get 1 more torpedo hit. The rest of the damage is done with the guns. The guns on the Delny are the bread and butter. The same is true for the Tashkent and the Khabarovsk. The torpedoes are just there to send out when the opportunity presents itself. The guns are what is responsible for the lion's share of damage. And there is a Witherer on that Izamo who is suffering greatly at this point. I think he's got 2 perma-floods on him from those torpedoes, and he was on fire. The fire has gone out, but the flooding is still there, and luckily, because obviously I was completely incapable of killing that Izamo myself. I never ever would have taken away his remaining hit points, but luckily Juice the Goose is there to secure the kill for us. Thank you, Juice. Everybody be sure to thank Juice in the comment section for his heroic kill secure there. But now, more battleships to farm. Full health Republique, and actually 2 full health Republiques, which is excellent. They are quite susceptible. They have fairly big superstructure. My HE has no problem penning that, and I am, of course, running my trademark Anton Gurin maximum range build, which some people might say is not as good as the Trubetskoy build with that skill that gives you an outrageous fire chance, but to that I say Gurin gives you more range, and you can use that rather be torching skill in his legendary row of skills to achieve a greater fire chance. Not as great as the one Trubetskoy can give you, but good enough to light enough fires that you can get Witherers and the like. In fact, I think I'm going to end up with 2 Witherers in this game. And you can see here, these Republiques are just, you know, they're not going to shoot me. I'm farming them as they sit stationary. I've lit however many fires on this guy. I'm even switching to the AP now because I've got 2 perma-fires lit on him, and I'm going to get more damage with the AP, hopefully. Finally, he likes to shoot back at me, but it is in vain due to my throttle juking there. His shot is way off. You can't just rely on your aim assist when trying to shoot back at a Delny. You really have to dial in your aim. This thing is pretty agile. It's pretty quick. It can start and stop and throttle juke whatever you want to shoot at it in your battleship. But we do have a problem developing here. The game is fairly close. The enemy Elbing, who we saw a little bit earlier, is inside of this smoke screen. He's going to end up launching torpedoes at Juice the Goose over there, who is pushing his smoke screen. Those torpedoes are going to be lethal for Juice, but I've got torpedoes of my own incoming toward the Elbing, and they are actually double-purpose torpedoes, dual-purpose torpedoes, because they are meant not only for the Elbing, but hopefully for the Republique that is pushing into the Elbing smoke screen. I was hoping that they would be lucrative enough to do more than what they are about to do, but luckily they do make contact with the Elbing. They take him out. That was the final enemy destroyer. Obviously, the Elbing, before he died, did the Republique the service of spotting the torpedoes for the Republique, so the Republique did manage to turn out of the way and avoid the torpedoes, but in doing so, he's found himself in a rather compromised position wherein he has beached himself on the island, making him even more of a stationary target than he already was a moment ago. And of course, stationary targets, stationary battleship targets, are what the Delny lives to feed on. There is 2 fires. He didn't take the torpedoes, but he's certainly going to have dots stacked on top of him, even if he didn't get flooded. Meanwhile, some other battleship is shooting at me from off in the distance. It does not matter in the slightest because, again, this is not a destroyer. This is the most maneuverable, agile little cruiser you've ever seen, and it exists to, honestly, to piss off battleships when they try to shoot back at it because they just cannot hit it. And this shot here, the Republique, he's really trying, but there's that throttle juking again. No chance. The shells completely miss his teammate over there. He tries to, well, he times his shot correctly, but the range isn't right. Unfortunate for these two battleships, and, well, I mean, we spent the entire game tying them up by shooting at them, farming them for damage. They are extremely angry at us right now. They're sort of pursuing us. They could be, I don't know, trying to get into the Charlie cap. They could have done that a while ago. They might have tried to do anything else other than engage us, because frankly, that's what I wanted them to do. They're just wasting their time. They're never going to kill me, and I can essentially farm them with impunity. Nothing could be more glorious. You couldn't ask for better matchmaking than this in a Soviet destroyer. This is the dream. This is how these ships are meant to be played, and this is like one of the most perfect games I ever could have gotten. And that is essentially why I do achieve the damage record, and we're just about to surpass it. We don't have much time left to go in this game. Republic is the final ship left alive. We're going to hit 1,000 points at any moment, so it's just farm time. We have to harvest these Republic hit points. We're going to do that with armor piercing so that we can get a little bit more damage. I think we've got a permafire on him. If only we could get all of our guns on target, maybe we could have squeezed out a little bit more damage. But, well, we've already surpassed the damage record, 206. Keep in mind, 10 torpedo hits in that 206, 3 torpedo hits in ours. And the game is about to end. We do get the kill on the Republic, and we earn the Arsonist medal, and we finish with 220,391 damage. But really, the praises have to be sung for that Shimakaze, who ended up so high on the leaderboard above me, over 3k base XP. He had a phenomenal game, and we probably would not have won without him. So GG to that guy, but I hope you enjoyed watching this damage record. If so, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.